Hi everybody, my name is Shaun Nolan and I'm a blogger here at London Theatre Direct, amongst many other places on the internet, including my theatre website, Shaun's Musical Musings. I also have a podcast and a newsletter and bits and bobs like that. If you're interested, you can follow me on Twitter at ShauniCat and you can find out more. I'm here today to give you my Olivier Awards predictions for 2017. I would normally do this myself, but because this year I'll be live tweeting once again from the London Theatre Direct Twitter account, which you can check out the details here down below or at the end screen at the end of the video, I thought I'd give the nominations here on the YouTube channel. And I've been on here before, so if you check back on some other videos, I was here about a year and a half ago actually, so I'm excited to be back. I did just film this video actually about 20 minutes ago. It took me half an hour to film it. I refused to take that long. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get the ball running. I'm going to put all the nominees here, somewhere on the screen, so you don't have to listen to me go on and on about every nominee. But a heads up here, I have not seen Jesus Christ Superstar, Travesties. They're the main two that I haven't seen, and they keep cropping up every now and then because I haven't seen them. But I'll mention otherwise if I haven't seen a production. I'm only talking through the categories I've seen 3 or more nominees from, and sometimes I've seen 2, sometimes I've seen 1, but that's because they're important categories to talk about, I think. So, let's get going. First category, Best Actor in a Supporting Role in a Musical. My personal pick would be Adam J. Bernard for Dreamgirls. Just a heads up here, I've seen Dreamgirls 5 times. I love it. If you haven't seen it already, go and see Dreamgirls. So good. Adam J. Bernard is one of the best parts of the show. He is so charismatic, so energetic. It's one of those performances where you think, how are you doing this 7 times or 8 times a week? Incredible, mind blown. The other nominees I thought were really great. I have seen all of the others as well. I was surprised necessarily that they were nominated here because I didn't think they were the most standout supporting actor roles in a musical this year. You will see me mention that a few times actually throughout this video, that there are a lot of different categories where there are nominees missing, that I think there should be more. Won't touch on that today, but I do think the winner should have been Adam J. Bernard anyway for Dreamgirls, and I'm glad he's nominated. So he's my pick as a winner and also who I think is most likely to win. Next category, Best Actress in a Supporting Role in a Musical. I haven't seen Murder Ballad. I didn't like the show anyway, so I didn't go and see it, and I didn't enjoy the production of the Threepenny Opera. But I've been a supporter of Rebecca Traherne since the very beginning. I've seen her in 4, 5 shows now. I think she's absolutely incredible, and her performance in this show was actually the best part of the show in my opinion. I think it's her time to win an award. I know that's a really bad thing to say, but I think she is incredible, so I think she will take this one home, and that she should take this one home. Fantastic performance. Next one is one of my favourite, yet least favourite categories at the Olivier Awards. It's Outstanding Achievement in Music, which I think is a really strange category to have without the music and lyrics categories or just Best Original Score category. The nominees this year are Dreamgirls for the music by Henry Krieger, not the lyrics, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, composer and arranger Imogen Heap, Jesus Christ Superstar, the gig-like rock vibe, concept album, kind of giving a rock vibe there, and School of Rock the musical for the 3 children's bands. I thought I'd list all the nominees there because they're very, very different. So they're all nominated for different things, which is really hard to compete against one another. I think the winner here will be Jesus Christ Superstar for the band Like Feel. I know that was really advertised very well by critics and things like that as being a great part of that production. So I'd be surprised if I didn't take it home this year. So that's my pick for what will win. But my pick for what should win is School of Rock the musical for the 3 children's bands. I think that's a great award to have nominated people for. And I think those children really deserve some recognition for the work they're doing. I mean, they did get recognition for a nomination, but I think they should definitely get a win for it as well. I think that was fantastic. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the music was fine, but I don't know why it was nominated for an award, to be honest. And Dreamgirls, that music is 35 years old. As much as I adore Dreamgirls, it's one of my favourite musicals of all time, the time has passed, I think, for those kind of awards. Okay, Magic Radio Best Musical Revival. Funny Girl, Jesus Christ Superstar, Showboat, and Sunset Boulevard. I haven't seen Jesus Christ Superstar, like I said before. I won't keep going on about that. My favourite out of the 3 that I did see was Sunset Boulevard. I thought it was a fantastic revival. The cast were incredible. But I do think it will go home to Jesus Christ Superstar as much as it should do because people said that was a fantastic production and I'm very excited to see it this summer. But we'll move on from there because I don't have much to say about that other than the fact that I think they will win. Best Actor in a Musical. So I've seen all of the actors. I saw Tyron Huntley obviously in Dreamgirls, but I only saw the other 3 performances. My personal pick for the win would be Charlie Stemp in Half a Sixpence. Andy Carl was fine in Dreamgirls, not in Dreamgirls, he was in Groundhog Day. He was fine in Groundhog Day. I wasn't blown away by his performance, but he was very good. David Finn's School of Rock was fantastic, but I think Charlie Stemp's performance was much better. I just can't believe that Charlie Stemp gave that performance as his West End debut, and the fact, how much he gives for that is incredible. I've seen the show twice. I saw him only the first time I went, which was on press night, which is absolutely mind-blowing. He was incredible. Tyron Huntley I adore in Dreamgirls. He has the most smooth and stunning voice ever. just so beautiful, and just noise falls out of his mouth. There's so many people in that show. That's how I describe it. Noise just kind of flows out of his body. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won for this, and he won the Evening Standard Award for it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's there. But I think him and Charlie Stemper are on a very similar level here for the winning. So I'm not quite sure who will win, but I think it should be Charlie Stemper for Half a Sixpence because I've seen him, but I haven't seen Tyrone Huntley in that performance, so I wouldn't know. Best Actress in a Musical. I've seen all of these performances, and one of them actually is by a friend. Glenn Close for Sunset Boulevard. The girls, which are all the girls. My friend there is actually Claire Moore, who plays Chris, I believe, in The Girls. Amber Riley and Sheridan Smith. Very surprised to see Sheridan nominated this year. I was really surprised, actually, because of all the controversy that surrounded her last year. I know it wasn't her fault, but I feel like that would have really hindered her in this process. I did actually think that at the time, oh, this will hinder her. It hasn't, clearly, so she got nominated, which is good for her, because it was a very good performance. I saw her do it twice. Incredible. Amber Riley for Dreamgirls here is my pick for the win, and I think is most likely to win. She is mind-blowing as Effie White in Dreamgirls. It's a role she was born to play. I remember when they announced, that the revival was coming to the West End, or we'll talk about the fact it's not a revival later, but the production was coming to the West End, and my first thought was Amber Riley has to be Effie. This is a dream role for her. As much as Leah Michelle on Glee had to be Sheridan playing Fanny Bryce, hilariously, who she's nominated against, Sheridan Smith playing Fanny Bryce. But yeah, I think Amber Riley was incredible. I think also Marisha Wallace, who is an alternate, is actually maybe even a better Effie than Amber Riley. Controversial, I know, but I think she is mind-blowing as well. But definitely Amber Riley here for Dreamgirls. Glenn Close won the Tony for it in the 90s, and I think she gave a great performance, but I'm not sure if she can overpower the Amber Riley effect. Also the girls as well, I want to talk about this. A weird thing to do, because I think Joanna Riding and Claire Moore were the two lead actresses in this show, and I think all the other girls were more of an ensemble. So I was surprised to see them all nominated together. Nice to see them all nominated together. I'm not sure if they should have been, though. But when I actually predicted who would be nominated in this category, I got this exactly right. I just thought Joanna Riding would be nominated for the girls otherwise. So clearly they've picked very well, these nominees, or at least I thought they've picked appropriately. Best Revival is a category I've only seen one show from, but I want to talk about it. The Glass Menagerie at the Duke of York's is one of my favourite plays ever, the Glass Menagerie in general, but this production is one of my favourite productions of a play ever. Mind-blowing production. I think it will win this award, even though I haven't seen the others. I think it's between this one and Yerma. I think the Glass Menagerie deserves this because I think John Tiffany will win for his direction of Harry Potter as opposed to the Glass Menagerie. But I think they all tie in. If you haven't seen the Glass Menagerie, go and see it. Incredible production. I know this house very well. I like the show, but I don't know if it was necessarily the best new kind of version. I think a revival should only really win if the revival has really reignited the passion for this production. This house just kind of brought the play back. And the other two I can't really talk about. Best New Comedy. The comedy about a bank robbery at the Criterion was my personal favourite this year. I love mischief comedy. I think the other two, for me, which I've seen Peter Pan and Play That Goes Wrong, were a bit of a letdown. Not entirely so, but I wasn't as like, wow, this is hilarious as I am about the comedy about bank robbery. I saw that, just thought it was really, really funny. But Nice Fish is also one of my favourite plays of the year and one of the most anticipated, and incredible production. And The Truth was really good as well, very underrated. I was going to see Our Ladies of Perpetual Succor, but I had to cancel on that because I had another commitment that came up at the time and I couldn't go that day. But I'm very excited to see that this summer. But I think the winner could and should be the comedy about bank robbery. Very good production. The White Light Award for Best Lighting Design. I've seen 3 of these. I think Neil Austin will win this for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I think his work on that production was fantastic, but I also think Natasha Katz here was very deserving of her nomination. The Glass Menagerie is basically told on what looks like a wooden island in the middle of a big pond, and the way she works that I think is incredible, but her work is always fantastic, so that's undeniable. But Neil Austin for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, stellar. Best Sound Design. I just want to talk about this quickly. I won't pick a winner. I think it'll probably be Jesus Christ Superstar, by the way, because I think that music element was really important for them there. But I think I'm really happy here that Paul Aditi for Amadeus got a mention here at the National Theatre Olivier. I think it was very clever how he managed to balance the music elements and the acting elements of sound here, especially in a place like the Olivier, which is the vastest, most open theatre in the West End. It's huge. Well, not West End, but in London. It's incredible. Best Costume Design. Greg Barnes, I think, is my personal favourite to win. I love Dreamgirls and Greg Barnes' work on this, and also Kinky Boots, which he won for 2 years ago. Maybe even last year, actually. He's really, really good. Really, really good at his job. And there's something about the costumes that is so glamorous, but not tacky, and I think that's a really hard line to hit there. He did it really well. I think it's between him and Katrina Lindsay for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I don't think are award-winning costumes, but I feel like the Harry Potter effect might hit this one a little bit. Not sure, but Greg Barnes is my personal pick to win. Can't tell you which one will win, though, because I'm not quite sure between the two. Blue Eye Theatre Technology Award for Best Set Design. Just want to say all of the sets here in this nomination category are incredible. So, so good. Really happy to see Aladdin nominated here, actually. I didn't enjoy the show very much, but I think it was one of the biggest and most vast and incredible and expensive looking sets I've ever seen. So I was really happy to see Bob Crowley nominated for that here. I think Bob Crowley's work on The Glass Menagerie is better, and I think it's one of the best set design I've ever seen. It was very artistic, very, very minimal, but very intelligent. But I think Christine Jones will win this for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and rightly so. Her set design there is fantastic. Very immersive, very intelligent, very clever, and you know, it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and the thing about that was a spectacle, and it really sold as a spectacle with the set design. If you've seen the play, think about the beginning of Act 2, no, Part 2, Act 1, or is it the end of Part... No, it's the end of Part 1, Act 2, when they are doing the final challenge, let's say. I thought that was so clever. Really loved that. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. So I didn't actually enjoy Rafe Spall's Hedda Gabler. It's my least favourite part of that production. I think he gives a good performance in general, but I don't think he works well in the unit of people there. So I was surprised to see him nominated. Brian J. Smith was also really good in The Glass Menagerie. A very subtle performance, but a very good one nonetheless. But my pick here is actually Anthony Boyle in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. He was the one part of the show for me and the one actor that I always felt myself rooting to come back on stage. I just really, really, pardon me, I really, really enjoyed him. That was excitement building up gas within me there. Weirdest phrase I've ever said. I think he's really good, and I think he will win, and I think he should win, which is really great. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. I'm just going to talk about this one, even though I've only seen 2 nominees. I've seen Noma Dumezweni, sorry. I love her anyway. I think she's just a generally incredible actress, and I think this performance she was really, really good in. But my personal pick is Cato Flynn for The Glass Menagerie. As I said, I know this play really well, and I really love it, and she smashed it out of the park. The main reason to see the show is probably Cato Flynn. She's incredible. Don't know who will win though, but Cato Flynn is my pick, so praying for Cato Flynn there. Okay, last couple of categories now. I've done this really well. I've done it in like half the time. Incredible. Best Actor. This is a really weird category. That's why I'm talking about this. Ed Harris, Tom Hollander, Ian McKellen, and Jamie Parker. I've only seen Jamie Parker, and I thought he was fine. I can't tell you who will win this, but I think it'll probably be Jamie Parker, to be honest with you. But weird category nominees this year. I saw a lot of great actors this year. Very disappointed to not see them nominated. A real shame. Can we also just note that all the Best Actor and Actress nominees this year are all white? And I always find that really noticeable. Best Actress. Glenda Jackson for King Lear, Cherry Jones for The Glass Menagerie, Billie Piper, Yerma, Ruth Wilson, Hedda Gabler. I only saw Cherry Jones and Ruth Wilson. I think Ruth Wilson gave one of my favourite performances of all time as Hedda Gabler. I know that play very well as well, and to really take on that role like she did is phenomenal. She deserves this award. I think it's between her and Billie Piper. Not sure which one will win. I think they're of a very similar ilk. My personal pick is Ruth Wilson, but as I said, don't really have enough of a take on this category to tell you who will win, but I definitely think it's between her and Billie Piper. Best Director, John Tiffany's, I think his biggest competition is John Tiffany here. I loved his direction on The Glass Menagerie, but I think his direction of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was a little bit better in the sense that he managed to really sort out this huge cast and huge set and huge spectacle, really, and make it the thing it was, which was a really great piece of storytelling. Having said that, The Glass Menagerie's direction was absolutely fantastic, and I think in any other year, he'd be able to win, but he's up against himself here, and I don't think he'll split the vote at all because I think his direction on both was really solid, and I think people will probably lean towards Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, but John Tiffany will definitely take this one home. I think it should and will be John Tiffany, so that's good, but probably for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Okay, last 2 categories. Virgin Atlantic Best New Play, the weirdest nominees this year. Elegy, The Flick, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, One Night in Miami. I didn't see either Don Mar production. I'm not a big Don Mar fan, so I didn't see them. The Flick was one of my favourite plays of the year, maybe one of my favourite plays of all time, and I really, really loved that, but I think it's unquestionably going to be Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, just like it should be. We won't talk about how I think there are many nominees, though, that didn't get into that category that should have been there, though. Real shame. But having said that, they split Best New Play with Best New Comedy, which is a really strange thing for me. I didn't actually think about that until now. Really strange category split there. But I definitely think there were some plays that didn't get nominated this year that should have been. Okay, the big category. MasterCard Best New Musical. Dreamgirls, The Girls, Groundhog Day, School of Rock. So as I said before, Dreamgirls is one of my favourite musicals of all time, and I think it should and perhaps will win this award, but but I do think it shouldn't have been nominated in this category. I said in my previous recording of this video as well. In my opinion, Dreamgirls should have been considered a revival. It's been around for 35 years, and this production is not the same as the original Broadway production. And I know people are saying, like, it's the first time it's been in the West End, so it's an original musical, it's a new musical. In that sense, it's not a new musical, and I think the reason that shows get nominated on their transfers and things like that is because, like, take Kinky Boots. Kinky Boots that came to London is exactly the same production as Kinky Boots that was on Broadway. It is still a new musical. But this version of Dreamgirls is a revival of Dreamgirls. It's a new production by Casey Nicholaw. It's 35 years since it was originally on Broadway. It's been a movie since then that won Academy Awards. Like, I don't think it's the best new musical at all. I was really surprised to see it nominated here. I really don't think it should have been. But I love Dreamgirls, and I think whatever category it should have been in, it will have won. And I'm really glad it was in Best New Musical because it doesn't have to compete with Jesus Christ Superstar. So I think that should and will win. Having said that, the other three were also incredible. All of them, in my opinion, I gave them 5-star reviews. I think they were all fantastic. The Girls I was really surprised by, actually, because I don't really like Gary Barlow, but his music was really good, and the way they told that story was fantastic. Groundhog Day, how impressive it is to tell the same day over and over again through music, but work it out really well and have it really well done. I think Tim Minchin should have had a nomination, actually, for his music, because I thought it was very impressive how he managed to repeat the same themes but not make it boring. And I'll never forget, I can't really hum it to you, but there was a piece of music they play. If you haven't seen it, you won't know. But as they're doing kind of the march on Groundhog Day, that bit of music kept coming back, and there was an old lady who would run off and take her coat and run forward. I can always see that in my head, and I was just so impressed with how well they managed to repeat things without making it seem repetitive, really. That was the way it was. And School of Rock is so much fun. Great fun. I've seen that show twice. I've seen Dreamgirls 5 times, and I've seen the other two once. And School of Rock was really good too. In my opinion, they're all really worthy nominees. But I think I really want Dreamgirls to win. I think it will be Dreamgirls, as I said, but again, any of them could take it and I wouldn't be surprised. But Dreamgirls is my bet here. Okay, I got through it really fast this time. You might have ended up turning it down to being like half speed on the YouTube video because I talked so quickly. But it's been 16 minutes, which is a whole 10 minutes less than the last time I recorded this, which is really, really good. So, all I have to say now is if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can, at ShauniCat. I talk about all things Twitter. All things theatre. What am I on about? All things theatre all the time. And have a really good time over there. So please come and follow me over there. If not, make sure you're definitely following London Theatre Direct at theatre_direct. And make sure you're following them before Sunday, because that's when I'll be live tweeting the Olivier Awards right here, from where I'm sat right now. I'll be listening on Magic FM with you guys, and I'll be live tweeting, sharing funny anecdotes, funny facts. I've got loads of things coming up. So please make sure you're following over there to go and check that out. And you use the hashtag, is that a hashtag? That is a hashtag, Olivier Awards to join in. But make sure you're doing that. I have nothing else to share with you. Enjoy theatre. Make sure you get your tickets to most of these shows at London Theatre Direct right now. You can. There'll be reviews if you go and check on their news section for reviews of these shows. I've done reviews of Dreamgirls and some other plays this year on London Theatre Direct. And if not, you can check out my reviews of them over on shaunsmusicalmusings.com. The thing will be here. But just follow everyone. Follow everyone. Go and enjoy everything and love some theatre. I can't wait, and I hope you can't wait too. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you on Sunday over on Twitter for the live tweeting extravaganza. Bye, everyone.